Hey folks, back again here on Devoted Patriots 2 channel. And after the aftershock of yesterday's guilty verdict on Trump, all 34 counts, we all know exactly what happened. No need in rehashing the way we feel about it. A lot of us are angry, a lot of us are bitter, but I want to let you know this is actually going to turn out to be a good thing. Even though they may have the felony moniker on Trump's name from now on, that's okay. We knew he was an outlaw anyway in so many ways by giving the deep state the double barrel middle finger since day one. That's why we love him so much. And I just want to stand up and let everybody know I'm supporting Trump today, each and every day, as a matter of fact. And if you haven't supported Trump and you have the financial opportunity to, it doesn't hurt to go buy a t-shirt, which I'll be doing. Gonna buy me another shirt. I don't know if I want a red one or a blue one, but gonna get me another one of these. They're a little pricey, but the fact of the matter is most of the donations from this shirt helps the Trump fund, the Win Red Republican Party that actually backs Trump. Go check it out, folks. You're welcome to go to donaldjtrump.com. Donate over there if you so choose. If you don't, he gonna make it anyway. But they've showed that he has had a record-setting $34.5 million small donation fundraising has happened in the last 24 hours. They said he is on track to hit about $100 million in a week. That is what their projection is at this point. And he hasn't asked for it. It's just people that are realizing they don't want to be a part of it. This whole crooked weaponization of government thing, they're no longer Democrats, no longer independents. They're people that support the American way of life that doesn't involve being prosecuted because you're the other team. It's just the facts of the matter. Most people are waking up and have enough common sense to know whether you like Trump or not. This weaponization of government is scary shit for each and every one of us. Because if they can do this to a billionaire and a previous president, they can do it to anybody and everybody. Just a fact, folks. I have got about 10 lots of news for you, folks. So please stick around. Got a couple short video clips as well. But Jim Jordan and Kash Patel have got the right idea, and so do so many others this morning that are calling for the heads of these Democrats. Not literally, but like Mike Ben said this morning, he said, this thing is not only going to backfire with the way that people feel about Trump. If they hated him before, now they're going to feel like he's a victim. But also, so many people that have been following the Democrat Party and the Democrat agenda and listening to channels like CNN are now going to go, wait a minute, this is not morally correct. This is not right. This is totally unfair. There's no way that anybody should get 34 felony counts behind a porn star payment. Just common sense ought to say that enough all by itself. And because of the fact they took 6 or 7 years to decide they wanted to bring this against Trump right before the election, common sense tells everybody this was a political witch hunt. But we're going to get into what Kash Patel says. But first, let's just run down the list of all the things I wanted to tell you about that's going on in the news today on the Gateway Pundit. And Jim Jordan has actually got some great ideas as well. Stick around, folks. So, first off, Kash Patel says they've opened the Pandora's box. Now it's time for the GOP to unleash subpoenas to Judge Merchan, his family, D.A. Bragg, and all the people that have done unconstitutional things to Trump. Megyn Kelly is calling for the same thing. And what I'm going to say is the Republican Party is now at the precipice of being for or against Trump. If you stay silent, you're a Trump hater. If you stand up for justice and integrity and the law in this country and side with the true victim here, Trump, then you're welcome to be a part of the Republican Party. But if you're one of these rhinos that somehow or another thinks Trump got what he deserved or something to that matter, just let us know one time. We will primary your ass immediately. We are sick and tired of this way of just picking on the president. And the American people are fixing to let the voices be heard loud and clear in November, like I've heard several times this week already. How we're going to win this is we're going to do it in November. How this is all going to be resolved is we're going to take our country back in November, and come January 21st, we're going to have a new government. I'm talking about new FBI, new DOJ, if not disbanding those as well. It says many celebrities and athletes flood social media with posts supporting Trump following the guilty verdict. Now, Twitter just blew up today with everybody that is supporting Trump. There's a lot of Democrats that are now even donating to the Trump campaign just because of the fact that they don't like unequal justice. You believe that? There's some actual common sense Democrats left in this country, folks. Maybe just the politicians are the only crazy ones. Maybe it's not all the Democrats in general. Maybe it's just the leaders at the top, the idiots that are actually pushing these crazy agenda ideas. Now, Trump had a press conference at 11 o'clock at Trump Tower. I did happen to miss that. But one of the things he did say, he says Joe Biden is the worst, the dumbest, most incompetent, most dishonest president we've ever had. And, of course, Biden's going to immediately call Trump a dictator and say that Trump's lying about the trial being rigged. Now, something we've found out since yesterday is that Elon Musk will be hosting Robert F. Kennedy and Donald Trump separately at a town hall meeting on X. That'll be happening in a month or so that'll be another, not debate, but another thing to look forward to. And at this point, it doesn't look like the Biden campaign has responded to the offer. Now, Tucker Carlson says Trump will win the election after this has happened, no matter what, with one exception, if they don't kill him first. And I hate to talk like that, but it is a real possibility that the deep state is running out of options to prevent Trump from being the most popular guy on the planet come November 5th. So just in, Trump says we're going to be appealing this scam. The judge was a tyrant. Judge Trump vows to appeal the guilty verdict in Judge Merchan's Marxist New York City show trial. And everybody has said that the appeals court will fall in Trump's favor just because of the way this sham was handled. So, what was I going to say here? Joe Manchin has officially left the Democrat Party. If you haven't heard today, he said in lieu of what has happened at the Trump trial with the guilty verdict, he no longer wants to be associated with the Democratic Party. He has filled out his paperwork, sending it out in tweets and things, just showing where he is actually in his home state of West Virginia, changed to an independent. I don't know that it's going to make any difference, being that he's 6 months out from being retired, but he is no longer officially a Democrat. He had to do the walk away from the Democrat Party thing. Now, there was a couple more things I wanted to tell you. Attorney General Ken Paxton also weighed in on this. As a matter of fact, a lot of the Republicans are weighing in on what's happened to Trump. It says Attorney General Ken Paxton slams lawless Democrats and political prosecutions of Donald Trump, vows to unleash every tool at my disposal to fight this attack on Americans. Now, I hope some of these legal funds for Trump will actually get on the ball at suing these suckers, getting subpoenas out. Now, Megyn Kelly also goes nuclear on the Trump verdict, says Democrats will rue the day Republicans must prosecute Biden, Obama, Clintons in order to make all this stuff be livable again, in order to save the republic. If you're going to prosecute Trump for no crimes, you might as well go ahead and prosecute the criminals as well. If we're going to go ahead and go down this road of prosecuting ex-presidents, there's a whole list of criminality we can throw at the immediate Democrat Party right off the top. Like I said, Obama, Biden, the Clintons, and so many more. But like I said, folks, there is so much going on the internet today. Even Elon Musk weighed in and slamming the rigged show trial. Said this has done great damage to America's legal system. Kevin O'Leary has weighed in as well and said that this is hurting the American brand. But there was a couple of clips here that I wanted to show you today that I thought were really interesting. We'll go back up here and we'll talk about... We'll do the Robert F. Kennedy one first, all right, folks? Now, this is Robert F. Kennedy on Fox. He's talking about his opinion about the Trump trial and the verdict. And what he says is actually absolutely right.
Jr. joins me now. What do you think happened down there in Lower Manhattan today? I think, Jesse, that it is going to backfire. This conviction is going to backfire on the Democrats. I think every time that President Trump has been indicted, that his approval ratings actually increase, his popularity increases. I think there's a large number of Americans who are going to see this as the politicization of and the weaponization of the enforcement agencies. And I think it's going to hurt. It's bad for our democracy. I think the Democrats feel like they have, the DNC feels like it has a candidate that cannot win fair and square in the polls. And so they have to win in the courts. They have to win by clearing the deck and getting their other opponents out of the race. I'm not a fan of President Trump's, but I want to win. I want to beat him in a campaign on a level playing field. I want to talk about his issues, about locking down the economy, shutting down 3.3 million businesses, about running up a $34 trillion debt, about engaging us in forever wars and doing favors for Wall Street. I don't want to beat him in a courtroom. I think it's not good for our country.
Well, that's a fact, folks. It is definitely not good for our country what is going on. I'm glad to see that he's at least coming out and calling it like it should be called. You know, because you're a Democrat or an independent or a Trump hater, you should still want our justice system to run properly. Now, this here I thought was a great little video clip. Let's go ahead and watch the video together, folks. Now, this is the temperature of the country right now, folks, as far as I'm concerned. And even CNN knows it.
Well, if my phone and the text messages I'm receiving are any indication, every Republican in the country is madder than a wet hen. I mean, people who are decidedly non-MAGA, not Trump fans, are blowing up tonight saying this case never should have been brought. This is ridiculous charges. It was egregious use of the criminal justice system. And I mean, I'm hearing people say, I had no intention of voting for Donald Trump, and now I am. And then if you ask the Trump campaign what's happening, you know, they literally broke their online donation portal because people were rushing to the internet to give them money in the minutes after the verdict. So I think there's a real chance here. This is going to massively backfire on the Democrats and help Donald Trump.
That's what I'm talking about, folks. It's even going to be a whole lot of the independents and people that were on the couch, never voters is what I would call them. A lot of those are going to come out behind this injustice as well, and just because they know the right answer is doing the right thing for the country, which involves having to vote out these criminals that are running the show right now. Most people can't picture another 4 years of Joe Biden, and that's the problem. Now, I've got a couple more video clips I want to bring to y'all today, and this here is the crutch of it all, more than public opinion. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to get Jim Jordan and people with any ability to do anything about it? Well, it looks like Jim Jordan at this point is willing to start looking into Judge Merchan and Alvin Bragg. Now, what I'm talking about is right here. Let's watch this video together. And then I got another statement from Jim Jordan, which everybody needed to hear today. And hopefully it's not all talk.
Kash Patel, you're on fire with action, particularly in the House and other places. Tell me what you guys are cooking up right now to go on offense.
Yeah, so look, you got to live in reality, as you said, Steve, and you got to action items that can be actioned. And thanks to the brave warrior in Congress, that is Corey Mills from Florida, we've called on Congress to subpoena the records of Judge Merchan's daughter's company to find out how much money, how many millions and millions of dollars she made for her family during the pendency of this trial, this unconstitutional rig job with clients like Adam Schiff and Company. Furthermore, we want to subpoena the bank records of her companies that show how much money she made after the verdict has come in and how much of that benefited her father, Judge Merchan, because there's a New York State law on the books that says you as a judge cannot preside over a case in which any member of your family monetarily benefits indirectly from the proceedings before you. And there is no greater example of a violation of that rule than Judge Merchan in this case. I've always said money doesn't lie, and I agree with you and Davis. We got to take action that can be taken. And the state attorney general's office in Florida can do the same thing because one of Judge Merchan's daughter's companies is housed in the state of Florida. So the War Room Posse has got to call Congress, has got to get behind Corey Mills, a brave warrior from Florida, and demand that the subpoenas be sent by the jurisdictional committees of consequence, whether it's judiciary or what have you. These subpoenas have to go out so we, the American public, can find the funds and track the funds. And then we can have an inquiry into how many FEC violations this company committed by utilizing the illicit flow of information from her father's courtroom to benefit an election. That is an actual FEC violation. Maybe there's a brave attorney general out there willing to do that. But right now we need the subpoena.
I found it, folks. Mr. Alvin Bragg Jr., District Attorney, New York County. And here are the letters from Jim Jordan and from the Congress to Alvin Bragg and to Judge Merchan. It says to write to respectfully request your testimony at a hearing before the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government of the Committee on the Judiciary, titled Hearing of the Federal Weaponization of the Government, on June 13, 2024. At 10 a.m. in the courtroom 2141 of the Rayburn House Office Building. The hearing will examine actions by state and local prosecutors to engage politically involved individuals, prosecutors on federal officials, in particular the recent political prosecution of President Donald J. Trump by the Manhattan District Court's office. The enclosed witness instruction sheet provides the information for witnesses appearing before the committee. Please note that the proceedings for subcommittee written testimony of at least 2 business days prior to the hearing. Jim Jordan. Let me back out of that. It is, the House basically is a request to
on that day. That to me is the real takeaway here. And I think the American people are going to be clearly and strongly for President Trump. You can feel that. You saw what happened with the website today. You know, President Trump uses a line that I think is so good when he's out on the stump, when he's at these rallies. He says, they're coming after my freedom because I'm fighting for yours. And I think the country sees that even more clear today. And that's why I think he's going to win, because they see this for the political operation. Never forget, Alvin Bragg said this. He campaigned that he was going to get Trump, but when he gets in office and he sees how ridiculous this case is, he doesn't want to bring it. He even says, I cannot envision a world where I indict President Trump and call Michael Cohen as a prosecution witness. But he switched after President Trump declared he was running for president of the United States, I think underscoring just how political this whole thing really was.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Well, we'll see what happens with this weaponization. When do you think you'll conclude your investigation?
Well, we keep going. Look, we called Mark Pomerantz, the guy who envisioned this whole strategy that they used to go after President Trump, this idea that the misdemeanor somehow morphs into some crime that they'll never define. That was Mark Pomerantz. We brought him down for a deposition. We had Bob Costello come testify, and then the very next week, the Trump defense team put him on the witness stand, and he told us how wrong Michael Cohen was, how much he's a liar. So we're going to keep everything is on the table, because as many of your guests have said, we cannot allow this to continue in our great country.
What a novel thought that you actually let people talk.
Everything is on the table. I hope he's got some teeth with this bark. I hope he got some bite with this bark, should I say. That's all I got for you today, folks. Everybody have a great day. I just thought that I'd let you know there is hope. The crazy leftists have showed their cards. They've showed their hand. They showed how they cheat. They showed the American people that they don't play fair. And I think we're about done playing with them, folks. And I think we're gonna prove that in November. Not just us Trump supporters, but the American people that are sick of this weaponized government.
With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
That's what I'm talking about. And there it is, folks. Text Trump to 1022 if you want to donate to Trump's campaign today. And there's other things you can do as well to help the Republican Party today, help the America First candidates, including donate to some of them. But right now, I'm going to buy some T-shirts. Anybody that doesn't want to donate directly to Donald Trump, you can always buy his merchandise, bumper stickers and things, and slap them on a liberal's car. That's what I did with the Joe Biden did that stickers. At any rate, everybody have a great day. Hope you enjoyed. Lots of information today. We'll bring you another video a little bit earlier tomorrow. But, wow.